big question for Kermit, what's your target audience? Because sure as hell, it feels like I'm not. I want to be, I really do. Kermit was an elite rhythmic gymnast. That's insane. I hate the mixing. And this is like my least favorite type of mixing because her voice is so buried. This is the most important identity statement on the EP. The Viper Room, which if you know LA, you know it's pretty far. I don't know, I was walking for like 2.5 hours. Slightly obsessed. A message from the heart. This is Kermit. I want to see today.
I don't give a keep looking at my cause it don't mean a thing if you're looking at my I'ma do my thing while you're playing with ya.
Oh hi icons and welcome to the Millennial Moment, the channel where I review and revisit the best-selling albums of the Y2K era. But today I've got something very special for you. My name is Julia and I am your guide to the era of low-rise jeans and flip phones. Before we get to the music, I want to be completely transparent about how this review got to me. A few weeks ago, I made this video about the Pussycat Dolls. Well, I made two videos where I review the PCD album. It's the most watched video on my channel. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and watch it. But I also posted a reel on Instagram. And to my standards, it completely exploded. That Instagram reel right now is sitting about 7,600, like almost 8,000 views, which is incredible. It officially qualifies to be viral in my little corner of the internet. People were arguing in the comments regarding the tour. They were correcting each other. They were correcting me regarding the word canceled. And honestly, that was the day when I thought, well, I made it. A huge shout out to PCD Universe for supporting my content and helping me to promote the reel. Without them, all of that wouldn't have happened. Because shortly after, Kermit Bachar's management reached out and offered me this incredible opportunity to review this EP, which is absolutely wild. So before we go any further, thank you so much for reaching out and trusting me. And for my viewers, before we get into the music, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And Kermit, if somehow you're watching this, hi. Knowing that someone who was a huge influence, a part of the whole industry while I was growing up and basically shaped the millennial world, knowing that this person is watching me right now is a little crazy, but thank you. So if I look a little nervous today, it's because I am. With all of that being said, it's still going to be 100% honest review. This is not a promotional video and it's not a puff piece. If you've seen any of my videos, you watched my channel before, you know that I'm pretty blunt and honest with my reviews. Ask Hilary Duff. And let me talk about why this project is so fascinating. For years, Kermit Bachar was a part of one of the biggest groups of the 2000s. But when you're a piece of a big machine, how much of your own voice actually gets heard? Today, we're listening to a Kermit EP. And we're gonna answer the question, what's her voice actually sound like, and who is Kermit Bachar beyond the Pussycat Dolls? And I have major respect for Kermit. Kermit isn't simply the former Pussycat Dolls. She is a dancer, she is a performer, she is a choreographer. One of my favorite stories about the group and about Kermit, I actually shared it in my other video, that Kermit was the one who invited Gwen Stefani to perform with them, to join them on stage. Gwen loved what she saw and then she invited the label executives. The rest is history. And here's something else that blew my mind. In one of her recent interviews, Carmen told us the story that while the recording deal was still being finalized, all the girls were just sitting and waiting, and there were not any money coming in, I guess. That happened when Nicole was recording all the vocals. No shade. But anyways, in the interview, she was saying that during that time, she was actually making money dancing.
At that point, does it shift into now we're making good money, or is it...
Record industry money. It's a whole nother story, right?
Well, and I don't know that world, so I really am asking innocently.
Well, I was doing extremely well as a dancer.
Yeah.
Let's just say I was making way more money than when I got signed as an artist.
Wow.
And I had to kind of stop my career. And as a matter of fact, when we got signed, there was about a 1.5 year interval of us, being in the studio.
When I started looking at her resume, my jaw dropped. Her dance credits include Michael Jackson's Blood on the Dance Floor, Beyonce's Crazy in Love and Baby Boy, Jennifer Lopez's Ain't It Funny,
I don't think that I could face it all again.
The Black Eyed Peas' Shut Up, Aaliyah's Rock the Boat. I think in the same interview, she mentioned that she was supposed to be on the same plane when Aaliyah's plane crashed. And No Doubt, Bathwater and Hey Baby.
Hey baby, hey, girls say, hey baby, hey.
That's just the music videos. She also toured with Ricky Martin, Janet Jackson, and No Doubt, and I guess that's how she became so close with Gwen Stefani, like they were friends, so she invited her over. In other words, before the entire world knew her as a Pussycat Doll, she was already dancing with one of the biggest names in the industry, and somehow we all knew her without knowing her. But wait, it gets crazier. Before the music industry, before the dancing career, before the Pussycat Dolls, Kermit was an elite rhythmic gymnast. She spent 10 years on the US national team and finished 5th in 1992 US Olympic trials. Let me repeat that. Olympic trials. 5th place. That's insane. The discipline, the work ethic that is required to perform at that level goes beyond my comprehension. Mad respect. While watching the interview I mentioned before, I discovered something that actually gave me goosebumps. According to Kermit, she was one of those people who were pushing for live singing during the burlesque performances. Now, if you've seen the movie Burlesque, and that's one of my most favorite movies of whole time. I watch it when I'm glad, I watch it when I'm sad, I watch it when I don't know what else to watch. When I moved to LA, of course I didn't have a car, I didn't even know how to drive. I used public transportation. I exited on Sunset and Weston, and I walked all the way to the Viper Room, which if you know LA, you know it's pretty far. I don't know, I was walking for like 2.5 hours. But just to see the places from the Burlesque movie, because slightly obsessed. Getting back to Kermit, when I heard her saying that she was pushing for live singing, this is literally what Ally, Christina Aguilera's character in the movie, is saying verbatim. And suddenly I had a crazy realization. What if Kermit is real life Ally? What? I'm freaking out right now. For Kermit's life, the next chapter from gymnastics and dancing and burlesque troupe was, of course, the Pussycat Dolls music group, and their music was everywhere. For a few years, they were unavoidable. Together as a group, they sold more than 55 million records worldwide and became one of the best-selling female groups and artists of the Y2K era. That's why we're here. But there's one sad, I'm just messing with you, statistic that actually changes the view on the whole perspective is that Miss Nicole sings 95% of all the vocals on all the records. But today, we are talking about Kermit. What does her voice sound like? But dedicated fans know that Kermit's vocals were not absent from the recordings. She contributes to Beep. I played a little bit for you in the beginning, and of course you can hear her and her ad-libs in Buttons. She sings the second verse of Right Now, and she contributed to the iconic spelling of the letters PCD that became the group's introductory card. But compared to her visibility within the brand, she's a foxy one, hence my hair, and I apologize, I'm probably gonna get all red by the end of this. Which brings us to today, the EP. And honestly, the timing could not be more interesting. Because with all the tour drama that is happening right now, Kermit quietly stepped in and surprised us with a new record. While the dolls are making headlines for what isn't happening, Kermit is making headlines for what is. I included her response and what she had to say about being invited back to the tour, and I don't think she said anything for the tour being canceled. And yes, I'm going to use the word canceled. Fight me in the comment section. Honestly, it feels like such a power move, a victory lap. And you thought that we're done here, right? That things can't get more interesting, but oh sure, they can. Did you know that Kermit actually had a recorded album back in 2008? Because I didn't.
In 2008, Kermit announced that she was working on her first debut solo album. Through MySpace, she released songs including Overrated and Karma Sutra. In 2009, she revealed that the album would be called Formerly Of and planned to release it the same year. Unfortunately, the project never secured a record deal and was ultimately shelved. Several tracks remained unreleased, while others resurfaced years later through different collaborations, like ones with Detroit Diamond. For nearly 2 decades, these songs remained locked away in the vault until now.
Before we jump into track 1, can we take a moment to appreciate the album art? Yes, those pictures are gorgeous. Love the aesthetics of the album. It actually reminds me that back in the days, I had a similar hair color, a kind of similar photo shoot. I will attach a few photos, and also another fun fact because I'm a nerd like that. So Kermit left before Doll Domination, and for Doll Domination, they asked another member of the group to color her hair red because Kermit's character was such an iconic character, incredible presence that they all know, oh, redheaded, the foxy doll, and they had to ask someone to fill in the spot of the redheaded doll. It was Jessica. Poor Jessica. Poor Jessica's been through a lot.
Here's Kimberly.
You're my favorite, Kimberly!
I love you wherever you're at. Hi, I'm Ashley. Hi. What's up, everybody? I'm Jessica. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? I'm Nicole. What's up, everybody? I'm Kermit. It really does feel so good to be back. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and it's because of you guys keeping the dream alive as well. The fans have been so loyal,
And so this next song,
Without further ado, let's dive in.
A little hasty. I see the lights in my rear view chasing me. I live my life all to the wall 'cause I'm free. I wanna live.
Will I be able to wash it off? I don't know. I hate the mixing. I hate the mixing. And this is like my least favorite type of mixing because her voice is so buried. We want to hear your voice and I cannot hear it because it's so tucked under all of those. I was about to say Photoshop, but not Photoshop, like auto-tune, the pitch correction, auto-tune, synthetic modulations, all of that make you sound like you're speaking into a can. I also was gonna say that I can't understand the lyrics unless I'm looking at them. Sometimes it makes sense and works together with the genre of metal and hardcore. That's kind of part of the gig, part of the deal. And here is dance music, sure. I'm a theater person and meaning and the messages are crucial to the material. So that's why my default settings, I want to understand without looking. And here I'm trying not to look at the lyrics. Don't understand what's going on. Just too much going on for the voice. If you imagine that it's just like a layered pie or layered cake, layered thing. And right now the vocals are sitting somewhere in the middle. I would just bring them a little bit up more to the surface. That line, I'm gonna live hard and rest when I'm dead, completely gone. Completely gone. And unfortunately, it happens right before the strongest one. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home. I really like it. It's really catchy. Bring it back on the surface. I live my life balls to the wall. It's pretty funny. Like that line, look here, you call yourself a bad girl. It could be like, because it says she's speaking, could be no voice effects whatsoever. Like, oh, look here, I have a microphone. It's like, why am I speaking to him under a microphone when I have the whole one up in front of me? Look here, you call yourself a bad girl. You gotta be fearless. I'm just messing with it, you know. Full Throttle, because I'm leaving Full Throttle. That's the Charlie's Angels movie where Kermit made her cameo appearance. I see the lights in my rear view chasing me. Well, definitely a super energetic opener. I would not expect anything different from Kermit. I mean, the message, go hard, go home, isn't new. Well, probably not so much. Missing the originality. If you want to stand out as an artist, I was like, well, I'm different from the Pussycat Dolls. This is not different. This is very much on brand. But let's see. Let's see. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home.
Divas, divas, time to work, time to play. Divas, divas, time to work, time to play.
It's so funny. It says that, how do you spell diva? It's C-A-R-M-I-T. So basically diva is spelled Kermit's name. It's cute. I like it. This sounds a little childish to me. So she's just repeating a lot of sounds like down, 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 tip, top, top, down, 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 gang, gang, gang. It's silly and not in such a good way. She has great hooks. Divas, divas, time to work, time to flirt. Divas, divas. This is really good. This is a really good hook, but everything around it, it's not. No, it's not. I'm sorry to break it down to you. I twerk, I work, bitch. I don't know. I feel like definitely I'm not the target audience, but I don't even know who would. The Y2K babes, we're all grown now. We just don't do this anymore. Girls who are in their 20s right now, they have different interests. I feel like they have their own idols and their own music styles. Like as an artifact, it's fun to listen to, study, but I don't see who would like listen to it like for real. Who would it be made for? The same thing. It's like Kermit's image, she's fierce, duh. It's not original. Very predictable. And fierce, it could be just a buzzword instead of a concept. We're talking about a concept. Fierce, okay, let me think about it. So she's a diva, but she's using that vocabulary that is silly. Cat, what? I see you watching me go zone, zone. Fierce ladies, fierce and diva has a little bit or a lot of class, from my understanding. And that's how I see divas. Like Mariah Carey is a diva, but she's poised. You know, there is a very thin line between empowering and cliche, and you have to be very careful when you walk that line. And with the lack of originality in production of a new sound and like fresh perspective, sounds more like a cliche, has the potential to be empowerment. Honestly, a song called Fierce from a former Pussycat Dolls almost feels like inevitable. It's like both the strength and weakness of Kermit as a character, right? Kermit herself 100% sells the attitude, but the word is so beat to the ground. It's like done and overdone, done and over with. I wanted to hear more and see if she'd be able to reinvent it, because there is a good impulse. Like, you know, in acting, you have to acknowledge your impulses, and like what she does, she acknowledges her impulses with those lines and hooks that I mentioned earlier. But I don't know, it feels like she doesn't have a right team who would form and shape those impulses in a product that is relevant. I want to hear something fresh. Well, this one's very sexual, duh. I say your name if you play my game. Just a little bit of oomph, a little bit of that meat. I say your name. Why cream? It is very, very sexual. It's a F-U-C-K track. Oh my god, I'm gonna get canceled. Well, I like the line. Let me see. Start touching myself. It's a little off the beat and off the rhythm that would sit nicely on ears. Start touching myself. Touching myself. But feel on me, baby. Feel on me, baby. Put your hands on me, boy. That's nice. I love all of the hooks. I love the hooks. That's song number 3. All 3 hooks were just outstanding. We're now gonna get a lyrical analysis for the song because I have a small channel and I feel like some people still haven't recovered from the tour drummer roast. You know, it also could be a little clubby too. It's like, feel on me, baby, feel on me, baby, put your hands on me, boy. I can see myself like after a tequila shot in the club. Cream is one of those songs that if you do all of the theater magic, good visuals, like music video, or I don't know, live performance with the elements and theatricality of it, it would really stand out and like be fun. It doesn't have a substance, but amazing vibe. If you add those elements, Kermit could use her strength as a performer to pull those elements and make it come to life. This is the best vocals I've heard so far. This is gonna be my favorite song. I love these vocals, the quality of it, the way it's recorded, the way it mixed, what tools they used for those vocals. Yes, that's the one. She says like, now I'm feeling stupid. I was expecting her to rhyme it with Cupid, stupid Cupid. That would be cool, but she does not rhyme it with Cupid, and Cupid is mentioned a little later in the chorus. But this song adds some variety for being, light-hearted and playful, like lightweight, especially after Cream, that is like heavy sexual. This one is just like, I just fell in love, and you mentioned it's my favorite vocal so far. That could be, what could it be? Like a flirty pop song? Like, what you call it? Bubblegum. Like, remember bubblegum pop? That's track 4 out of 8. Everything is very upbeat, very dancey. Are we gonna hear a softer side? Is there gonna be something different for Kermit? Let's see.
You need to know love is a weapon. What I should do, kid, are you strong enough to know?
No. This is my favorite vocal so far. This is the one. Oh my God, finally, on what? Track 5. On track 5, we finally got to hear what your voice sounds like. We have the answer to our question. Ooh. And now it's going down. Now it's going down. You can't be sorry now. I'm about to take you out. It is not a softer side, but it's definitely a song, a very normal song to my expectation, or for my music taste. It is the closest one that I would call a song rather than like club dance track. I feel like if I'd ever gotten into storytelling with this album, that would be where I would go into details. And now I'm thinking like Love is a Weapon, Cupid has like bow and arrows, it's also a weapon. They both have really good vocals. Or this is a stage 2, in Cupid, you just like fall in love. It's like, I've been shot by a Cupid. And now it's the whole, love is a weapon, wear your heart on a sleeve kind of deal. Life after you've been hit by the Cupid. Love is a weapon. It suggests conflict and manipulation and all those subjects that I usually consider in my storytelling analysis. They all hear in the song. The emotional power. It says more than I'm just like, I'm fierce. I'm a baddie. Here's like,
How many times I've heard I was your #1 girl?
so get real. Yes, tell me. Like, it's like a little gossip club, we're all trauma bonding here. But sometimes you just want to, seek comfort or seek someone who understands you. And those songs like go hard. They're just not gonna do it for you. We got hit by a Cupid, we fell in love, we are in a relationship, there is some drama going on. For the next song, it's calling for, with my ears, I wanna hear like soft piano start. Am I going to hear it? I don't know. But as for proper unraveling the story, you were saying, stop playing games with me. He's hurting you. For next song, we need to find that moment of stillness. Or if you're hurting, hurt, go for it. You want to pour your heart out, all of your emotions in this feeling of hurt. Yes, give this to us. I didn't hear any piano. Well, the title is simple, but it's kind of setting huge expectations, where is the story gonna take us? And the very, very first line, why is everything about you? It's always up to you. Let's see, I'm curious.
Rhyming you with you 4 times.
Okay. Good story. So, okay, we had our doubts regarding our boyfriend, and she is breaking up with him. So, you know, everything's been about you. Now I'm gonna choose me. Okay, that's one way to take the story.
Woke up and realized it all begins with me.
Good for you, girl. You know, what if it's not about the boyfriend? Everything about you, like other people in the group, someone else. And now she's taking the center stage. That could be fun. The song arrangement on the album, on this EP, is great. Cupid, Love is a Weapon, Me, all those three songs together make perfect sense. You can try, but you'll never take my strength away. Because I'm a winner. I'm strong under pressure. I feel like that really describes her time in the Pussycat Dolls, like in the music band. This is the most important identity statement on the EP. The lines are pretty direct, and it feels like she's actually saying something real. Like something that we can relate, or something from her own life experience. You know, you have this image of a goddess, you know, Kermit is. And she's this incredible person, athlete, dancer, singer, model. When you're actually listening to the song, first of all, I feel like I got to know her a little bit better. And also, I can see that she's a real person. She's not that like the perfect robot. She has feelings and going through pretty normal experience, the life experiences. She has like self-doubts or her own insecurities, and just like all of us, sometimes she needs to choose herself, which is healthy. It all begins with me, I'm better off with me. How long is this guy gonna sing? It's just, I don't love the fact that we've been looking forward to hearing Kermit for such a long time, and as soon as we got to the point, bam, like another dude is singing. You've shared your spotlight with other people for too long. Don't do it. It gives like Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rules vibe. Check this video. It's pretty good. The original idea of inviting Detroit Diamond was to bring contrast, but he's just taking space. At this point in EP, a song needs to either surprise or stand out. It does neither. We got to a very good spot with our vocals and the storyline progression, discovering who Kermit is, and that song just kills the vibe a little bit. Another feature.
But this one's live, is it? No.
It is live. It is live. Finishing album, the EP, with this song, it wasn't like an obvious choice, but it was definitely an interesting one because Kermit is a performer, first of all, and she has never shied away from like singing live. And maybe her voice and her vocals are not perfect, but she has a signature sound, and the fact that she's not afraid, it's so good. And you're so bold to sing live. Why are you hiding it? The first two songs, they deserve a redo. Go Hard, Go Home, I think Kermit, if you're watching, you can do so much better with those. I have a question. I am very curious, why did they opt out for a live version instead of recording a studio version for this one? I really like it. It's not as polished as a studio track. It's live. The energy kick that you wouldn't be recreating in studio, which is very curious. It's just, you know, food for thought. That's the last song. If you're enjoying this deep dive and you want to see more conversations about albums and artists and all the moments built in the 2000s, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And now I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me, were you a fan of Kermit's when she was a part of the Pussycat Dolls? leave your comment below. I want to check the videos. I know there were some. I forgot that she released a few videos as well. Official music video for Fears. Visualizer, 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 visualizer. Why you need a remix for already a dancey track?
I see you watching me go. Sound, sound, Bennett and Puppet. Sound, 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 sound.
It's gorgeous. Duh. She is gorgeous. I don't know what else to say here. She's in this alley, dancing, being gorgeous. I'm gonna double check how old she is. Kermit is currently 51 years old and mad respect. She's awesome. She's awesome. I think it's a great EP, letting those songs from 2008 breathe. It is not a great EP for launching a successful music career as yourself. Hopefully it's just a step one, relaunching her music career, and that's just a necessary step. It needed to be taken. Yeah, and with every song, Carmela opens up bold and saying that's what my solo career could have been. The materials, they have old DNA, and the whole project, I don't see this EP as music product. It's a project. It's a relaunch, and it got stuck between a comeback, an archive, and like fan catered release. I'm repeating myself a lot that I respect her. Unfortunately, I have to be honest, and I feel like unfortunately I'm not the target audience, and I want to be. I really do. I want to be, but we are millennials. We are a little older. And my big question for Kermit and the Pussycat Dolls group, like, what's your target audience? Because sure as hell, it feels like I'm not. But who is? With the respect to her character, I don't think this EP actually answers the question who Kermit is as an artist. We see who she is as a dancer, as an EDM icon, but I want to know who she is as a person. She has a story to tell, and I want to hear it. I glanced over her discography, and there is another song that was released in 2026, this year, not that long ago, that is called Keep on Smiling.
Correction. The song Keep on Smiling was originally released in 2010 as a charity single. The re-release of this uplifting anthem happened in 2006 along with a new acoustic version.
Inside, I was beautiful if I smile. Doesn't matter what comes our way, I know we'll be okay. Tomorrow is a brighter day, so don't be afraid, we're getting stronger.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. A message from the heart. The visuals she is painting with kids, with children. This is Kermit I want to see today. I am not suggesting to get rid of dance diva image completely, but I feel like there is a way to find balance and match both of those Kermits, like the one I'm seeing on the visual from Keep on Smiling and the visual from Fears. There gotta be something in between those two extremes, and that would be exactly where it would hit myself, and the target audience like me, the aging millennials. And that is what I have for you today. Thanks again, PCD Universe, for suggesting making this video at all. And oh my god, I hope I didn't do a bad job and Kermit. I hope I wasn't too harsh. I was honest though. I was honest. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. I had a blast, and up until next time, stay iconic.